Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. My name is Paula, also known as The Snail Garden on social media, and I have an Etsy shop, Eva Faith, where I sell hand-dyed linen for cross-stitching. I will put all the links in the description box below where you can find me. This is my February vlog. We have been out for a couple of walks in the very muddy countryside around the village because we've had a tremendous amount of rain, and just when I'm ready to record the sun has come out, so I've had to close the curtains again. My husband and I went to Welford Park at the beginning of the month to see the snowdrops there. And my daughter and I have been on another pottery workshop. And I've also been to Unravel, which is a fibre festival. So I will put in a short vlog of what I've been up to and then come back and share my projects with you. welcome back. I have one knitting project to share and several cross-stitch projects. Some are works in progress, some are finished, and some are even fully finished. This February I was inspired by Molly of Linen Scraps to do fully finished February. And we'll start with this one. This is Oliver by Stacy Nash. And of course I am calling him Morris. And Morris is stitched in the called for colours except for his eyes, which I stitched in a green. And this is 1/2 on 36 count linen that I naturally dyed using some walnut husks. And I have finished him with a silk ribbon that I naturally dyed with madder and one of Morris's little bells. He has a hanging ribbon and his back is velvet. And he is stuffed with polyester fibre, or teddy bear stuffing as I usually like to call it. So he was my first fully finished item. My second one is Spell of the Moon by Blackbird Designs. And I have stitched this on 32 count Dark Side of the Moon that I have hand dyed. And it is stitched 2/2 in the called for colours. I finished it with this owl fabric and some Lady Dot Creates chenille, and filled him with crushed walnut shells, lizard litter. So that was my second finish. I had already started the finishing on this one. This is Pierre Noël by Hands On Design. Now this one is stitched 2/2 on 32 count linen blackboard, and I hand dyed. And the colours are DMC and Anchor that I had in stash. Now, I didn't have the called for colours, so I split the letters in half and did the top half a paler blue and the bottom half a sort of mid blue. And to make my ornaments, I lace the back and the front onto some board with some padding, and then stitch them together and stitch a piece of ribbon all the way around. I don't glue because I don't trust myself with glue and needlework. And this one is also finished with a little bell, so that'll be ready for Christmas. And this originally was in a Jingle Ball ornaments book for, I believe it was the 2022 Jingle Ball. My next two items are by Hello from Liz Mathews. Let's put a little bit of the fluff on. And the first one I had stitched was Always. And this is on 36 count Grey Skies. Also hand dyed by me, Eva Faith. And this is 1/2. Now this was a freebie that Liz kindly offered a while back. I'm not sure whether it's still available or not. But I always knew I wanted to stitch this for our wedding anniversary. And I saved this for our 35th wedding anniversary last year. And last February, on Liz's Patreon channel, she gave out love, which was a 2-part pattern, and this is the word love that I thought matched always. So I have stitched these identically and backed them with some grey velvet and put a little organza ribbon on both of them. And I found these 2 little buttons in my stash. I believe they were the spare buttons on a black cardigan I had. And these are filled with my homegrown lavender. It's hard to show too. So they smell lovely as well. Those are the only fully finished items I managed. Throughout February, I have been stitching on my Christmas projects, and some I have finished, but not fully finished. The first one is Rudolph and Friends by Brenda Gervais of With Thy Needle and Thread. And I've stitched this on with the called for colours, except for the white, which is DMC Blanc. And I changed the white for 2 reasons. I do like my snowmen to be white. But also, I was stitching it on Zweigart 32 count Petit Point. And so I felt that the white needed to match the dots. I like how he's come out, but I did have to make a little bit of a change on this side. There was meant to be a big snowflake, and I stitched it, but the dots interrupted it so much it didn't really show up properly. So I have just added some of the smaller snowflakes, and then where the other ones hit a dot, I just moved them slightly. I think that's come out quite nice, and he will be a little ornament for Christmas next year. My next finished project is in this little bag I made last year. And this is by Stacy Nash, and it is Whitaker, which is this cute little snowman with his little pin cushion, I believe it is. And I have stitched on all the called for colours for Whitaker. My flosses always look a mess. And I have stitched Whitaker 1/2 on 36 count sand. I just hold a piece of that chart behind him. So I now have some more items I need to fully finish. My next project that I am still working on is the gingerbread angel mouse. As I mentioned last time, I've also got what they call the garden cube to stitch. And I'm using the called for colours, I think, apart from one of the pinks, because I had a similar pink. And these are all DMC threads and a little bit of gold Krynic. And I have finished the mouse apart from the beading. I just need to iron a piece of interfacing onto the back. It is slightly more of a russet colour than it is showing up, and this is 32 count gingerbread that I dyed especially, and I have enough for the cube, and hopefully if I do any more of the little mice I have enough for those as well, but it is a warmer colour than it's actually showing here. This is really fun to make, and I've got quite a few Jahzzar projects I want to do. Excuse my voice, I've gone slightly croaky now I started talking, I don't know why. My next and final cross stitch project is Autumn, no that's winter, Autumn by Brenda Gervais from Seasons of the Heart. I have stitched the other three, and my goal was to stitch the house this month. And this is stitched on 40 count acorn by myself, Eva Faith, 1/2 using mostly the called for colours. And as you can see, I have actually completed the house and most of the border. I just need to put the little flowers and the acorns in. Oops. Now, I wasn't too keen on the cardboard letters or words for autumn and the other seasons, and so I have charted the word in each case. So that should be finished within the next few days. And these are mostly the colours. I have just changed a couple of the greens. Those are all my cross stitch projects. Knitting in my Blue Rabbit house bag. This is Thinking of Winter by Melanie Berg, and I will put a photo up. And I am knitting this in lace weight by the Wool Bun. And this is Baby Alpaca, Silk and Cashmere. And the colourways are Coal and Silver. And it's getting quite big now. It started at the point, because it's an asymmetrical shawl. And as you can see, it's quite big. A little difficult to show at the moment. And I've done the striped section, and I am now onto the lace section, which, let's hold the dark piece behind it if you can see it better. Now, I haven't done too much because this requires a lot of concentration for me. My mind wanders whilst I'm stitching. There are quite a few twisted stitches, like knitting into the back or purling into the back. So I have to concentrate to make sure that I actually... I think there's meant to be 10 possibly, or 10, between 10 and 14 maybe, of these pattern repeats at the bottom. And these are what attracted me to the shawl. I thought it was beautiful. So I'm hoping to get that finished before the end of the month, but we shall see. Nothing like setting yourself some goals. Those are all my projects. I have one acquisition from Unravel, and this was from the Crafty Bird. This is some nice hand-dyed DK weight yarn with some silver stellina in it. I'm planning on making a hat and some mittens out of this. I don't have much DK yarn in my stash. I have a lot of fingering weight. So I was very good and didn't buy anything else when I was at Unravel, though I was very tempted. And this is a merino and nylon and stellina base. Obviously we're coming out of winter now, so there's no rush for that. I'm still knitting my Margot cardigan by Along avec Anna. So I hope to have that finished before the summer. And I want to finish my Thinking of Winter shawl because Helen of Curious Handmade is going to be doing another mystery knit along, and I do enjoy her mystery knit alongs. I hope you have enjoyed my vlog. If you have, please like and subscribe, and if possible leave a lovely comment, because I do enjoy reading all your comments. I will be back again at the end of March. I have a lot planned for March, and I will hopefully take some footage of the days out I have planned, which include another yarn festival, a workshop on a craft that I haven't actually tried before, and I'm also going up to London for the day. So please come back and join me at the end of next month. Bye.